The ending of Too Much is exactly what the show always promised to be: messy, loud, a little unhinged, and somehow still heartfelt in the middle of all that chaos. Jess and Felix's journey isn't some fairy tale romance. It's a slow motion car crash with beautiful music and great outfits. But by the finale, what starts off as a total emotional meltdown somehow ends in handcuffs, a protest proposal, and a surprise wedding, and it weirdly works. By the time the finale kicks off, Jess and Felix are already mid-crash. He's pulling away, hooking up with someone else, and spiraling into old habits. Meanwhile, Jess is low-key thriving, career blowing up, rubbing elbows with Rita Ora, and finally gaining confidence. But she's still heartbroken. When she tries to talk to Felix about serious stuff, like a joint bank account, he just laughs it off. She wasn't joking. That moment says it all. They weren't on the same page, not even close. When Felix finally confesses what he did, Jess tells him to pack his bags. But then, in the middle of moving out, Felix rushes her dog Astrid to the vet and loses her. Both of them break down, and it becomes the tipping point. Jess is grieving way more than just her dog. She's mourning the relationship, the dream, and every part of herself that thought this could work. Their fight on the street is raw. Jess calls Felix selfish and fake, accuses him of being like every other guy who pretends to be deep. He says she hasn't changed either, and that stings, because maybe he's not completely wrong. She wanted to believe she'd moved on from old patterns, but here she is, back in the same pain. When he says cool and walks away, that felt like the final nail in the coffin. Just when you think Jess might crash land in London for good, she randomly meets up with Wendy Jones, the influencer who started dating her ex right after their breakup. And Wendy's actually cool, smart, sweet, and just as bamboozled by Jess's ex as Jess was. That whole convo flips everything. Turns out Jess's ex lied to both of them, claimed they were consciously uncoupled, and basically manipulated them both. Wendy doesn't defend him, she validates Jess, apologizes for her part, and the two even crack jokes about forming a first wives club. It's the kind of conversation Jess never knew she needed. She thought closure would come from confronting her ex, but it actually comes from seeing the other woman as a human being, not a threat. That moment helps Jess realize that happiness isn't about getting revenge or being proven right. It's about choosing peace, letting go. She's done carrying that pain around, and you can see the shift in her. But it's something Wendy says: I could forgive anyone who's honest and actually says sorry. That hits Jess hardest. That's the nudge. That's what sends her racing across London to find Felix. Gaz, her landlord, who's randomly in love with her, drives her to the protest where Felix is. She sees him, blurts out a messy, rambling confession. She's scared of how much she loves him. She thinks he's a weirdo, but he feels like home. None of it makes sense, but all of it does. Felix admits he sabotaged it too. They both messed it up, and they both still want it. That could have been the end right there, a nice emotional full circle moment. But this is too much, remember? So naturally, the cops show up to break up the protest and randomly arrest Jess. As she's being hauled off, Felix shouts out a marriage proposal, like mid-chaos. She says yes from the back of a cop car, and just like that, the most dramatic, ridiculous, them-style love story locks itself in. In the final scene, everyone's wailing outside after what we assume was a quick, probably very questionable wedding ceremony. Jess and Felix are married now. It's messy, it's impulsive, and it's very them. They're not a perfect couple, they're two damaged, chaotic people who found comfort and real love in each other. Even when it got ugly, the finale doesn't pretend their problems are fixed. Felix still has issues, Jess still carries baggage, but they're choosing to be in it together, not because they're perfect now, but because they want to grow, fail, and rebuild side by side. The ending of Too Much isn't about a clean resolution, it's about owning your mess and loving through it anyway. Jess lets go of the pain from her past, finds strength in herself, and forgives Felix, not because he deserves it by default, but because he showed up, told the truth, and asked.